I guess we're ready.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. That was so unenthusiastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm in my smarter clothes today.
Yeah, you look smart.
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice and warm.
You look like
So-
you're going for an interview.
I don't think I'd wear this for an interview. You know what? Actually, that reminds me. The other day, we at work we've been hiring
Yeah.
because someone's leaving, so we're obviously hiring for their spot.
Are you doing the interviews?
I'm not doing interviews.
Oh,
Hell
okay.
no. Absolutely not. No,
I just wanted to check.
I've done interviews in my past job, and I will not be doing that again. But there was a conversation because a lot of them were young. I want to say one was actually under 18,
Oh, wow.
and then the other,
Is it just for like...
it's a part-time role, so
okay.
it's
Doesn't
you're never really gonna get older people.
Yeah.
But that's a lie, actually. One of them was 40, I believe, or going up to 40, and the other one is like our age, kind of. So you got a good mix.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this because the youngest one came in fairly good attire,
Right.
interview attire, nothing crazy, just looked normal. And then another one popped up in like the most casual wear ever. And we all started debating, what do you wear to an interview? And one of the people at work was like, well, for something like that, which is part-time, I probably wouldn't go
In a suit.
above and beyond in a suit.
Yeah.
But I was like, but you don't have to wear a suit. You can still...
The job doesn't entail a suit.
Yeah. But you don't... You're going for an interview. You're not going to work the shift.
No, yeah, true.
Exactly. So wouldn't you still present yourself in
In a certain way.
in a more professional manner? And they not agreed, but they were like, they saw what I was trying to say,
Yeah.
essentially. And I just thought,
What, do you know which person it was? Like, was it the older person or like...
that said that to me?
No, that was wearing the like casual.
They were like, not the youngest one. She was slightly older, I believe. So probably like mid-20s.
She's done this before. She's like, nah, I've done this.
Yeah.
I've been dressing up professional all my life to all these interviews. They still gonna say no.
But that's bad though.
But you know when you get to a certain point, because I definitely do feel that like after a while, like when you get to a certain age, you're like, why am I in a suit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you finish school and like at sixth form, they're making us wear all these smart clothes, and then we
Yeah.
go for our first interview, and it's like, oh my god, I gotta wear like the smartest thing I've got, and then eventually you're like, I'm just gonna wear a shirt.
But that's what I do.
Yeah, but that's a step down. That's still a step
Yeah.
down from the whole suit.
Yeah, I mean-
Whereas you'd start, like a lot of people would start there.
Yeah.
After a while, you're coming back down.
you can't be bothered.
Yeah, long.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe it's because of age. Eventually, you've done this so many times. I'm like, because even now, if I go to an interview, I'm not dressing up really smart.
See, for me,
I mean, I'm not going to go to a corporate interview.
I'd wear
anyway.
it. But I'd wear a shirt, some trousers,
And the trousers.
and then I've got Chelsea boots anyway.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I just keep
Just
in
there, yeah.
in
for
the
the
cut
interviews.
just for the interviews.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So for me, and it's just black.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I wear. It doesn't. I don't think it comes across as like I'm trying too hard, and it doesn't.
Yeah, because it is kind of still, it's a smart casual.
Yeah, smart.
It's
casual.
not smart.
Yeah. But I feel like that's
Better.
you should do that.
You
though.
should do that,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I've spoken to, like I've been hired after obviously,
Yeah.
and I've asked, and they've specifically said now what set you apart was you put more care
Effort.
into looking
But
professional.
that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
more about them being able to see how much care and effort you put into
Yeah.
yourself, to be able to connect it with how much effort you put into the job.
Right.
Even
right,
though
right.
not true, but
Nothing.
not true.
No.
But they can see that you do have some kind of care.
Yeah.
Because if you don't come with any kind of care, immediately I'm going, ugh,
Yeah.
you don't nasty. You don't care about yourself. Why would you care about me
Mm,
or my job?
yeah.
So
why should
like,
I
yeah,
do? Why should
I
I
think
bring you
I think it's about seeing visually how much you care.
Yeah.
Because you can still I think, depending what it is, you can still be very casual and very well looked after.
Yeah.
Just depends how you do it.
I agree.
But I haven't done any interviews, so
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah.
I feel you.
I got a new job. I'll tell you about it later.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
another way to show how you care is by communicating.
Oh my goodness! Do you know what? Right, we need to do this again because I'm gonna be shocked every single time.
Why?
I just don't get it.
What you mean?
Like, how do you hold what we just said in your brain?
I don't.
And then,
I actually don't. It just literally in the last like 10 seconds.
Whatever,
I looked at the time and was like, oh, it's coming up.
Whatever, carry on.
Yeah. she mad at me. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
because I just don't get it.
But
like, I want to be able to, whatever.
It doesn't matter. I don't know how to explain it. But
Good, thank you.
Another way to show how you care is by communicating. And today's episode is about communication.
Yeah.
The male and female differences in communicating.
Yeah.
There are probably vast differences.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
It's I feel like for us on the male side, it's
you have a whole side of the room now.
Yeah. It's just easier to communicate, I guess. Like, actually,
or is it easier
what?
to not?
How are we talking about it? Are we talking about communicating to our male friends or communicating to our partners?
I guess that could be the difference, though. Because is how you communicate to your friends the same as how you're going to communicate to your partner? Or is that because it's like for us communicating to the opposite gender, is it different?
I think it definitely is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I can't be as aggressive in my approach to the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it could be like, it could come across as like, why you on me?
Yeah. Why you at me? Which is true.
Yeah. Even though all I'm saying is, like, I've been told, like, oh no, what you said was logical. But obviously this is
it's not what you said, it's how you said it.
Yeah. But this is days after now, like, it's all been processed. Oh no, I understood what you were saying. It was logical. It made sense. It's just in the time, I was just really emotional.
Yeah.
But, I mean, am I going to continue playing into your emotions and making you, how do I go about? You're going to keep being upset or flustered by the situation.
Yeah.
Or should I just give you the real and help you try to find your way out of that?
Yeah, I think that comes down to like both sides being able to understand each other.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like, from her side, if you then don't understand that's what you're doing, every time it's just gonna be a journey.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just take it for what it is, because you know what it is now. Do you know what I mean? Rather than taking your emotions further, as a woman, you're just like, okay, this is how he communicates.
Yeah.
He's not being mean, which is hard to do because that's not how we think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just different.
I do see a lot of on X or Twitter where a lot of men say they can't communicate with their partner, their female partner, because they feel like the woman throws it back in their face eventually. So if I'm going through a tough time, for example, and I say to you, like, I really can't do this anymore because blah, 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 blah. And then maybe months down the line, we're now having an argument and you're angry at me, we're angry at each other.
Yeah.
And you've thrown that situation back at me in my face because I opened up to you about something vulnerable. Have I had that happen to me?
I feel like I've heard that a lot though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like more so when we were younger.
Yeah.
But like, not as, I mean, probably less people just talk about it now. They just talk to their partners instead. But I feel like I heard that a lot. And I feel like, because obviously growing up around so many male friends, it was more like that situation. Like, oh, well, I can't be asked to talk to her because eventually she's going to just flip it on me anyway.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, it's tough. I don't think I've had it happen to me. I don't think.
Yeah, I think that happens more so with communicating about something vulnerable than communication in general.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I feel like men, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, that men already have a hard time being vulnerable. So then saying it to somebody else is like another step.
Yeah.
Because like, even if you just feel it, it's too much.
Yeah.
But then saying
reveal this to someone.
Yeah, then like revealing it to someone is like a whole nother level. But then obviously as women, like we constantly are revealing the vulnerability,
Yeah.
and we're just like, well, it's not so hard.
Yeah.
So,
But, see the-
but then I guess we don't get it thrown back in our face because we're meant to be vulnerable,
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah.
That's the tough part. Because I've seen this, where the woman will complain that he's not as vulnerable,
And then,
but then she'll have a male friend who's more vulnerable and more open, and then she'll tell the guy like, nah, it's just a bit too much. Like I wouldn't be able to. I
yeah.
wouldn't see myself with him. You know, like you get the not maybe an ick in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's.
Doesn't
It's
make any
like,
sense.
you can't. It's hard. How do you get the best of both worlds then? How do I communicate? Because I'm happy to not reveal shit, but then don't get mad at
Don't
me.
tell me I'm keeping secrets.
Yeah, and don't get mad at me if like one day it's built up and I just don't want to talk and I'm annoyed
But
on
yeah.
that day.
Yeah, but I feel like I do see that happen
Yeah.
a lot. It's like men get to a point where they hold so much in because of that eventually it gets to that I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah,
And obviously that doesn't help. But also the lead up to it hasn't been supportive.
mm-hmm.
So I just think we're like so opposite in how we think. This is me trying to think of words. So opposite in how we think that it is too hard to fully understand.
Yeah,
So it's kind of just a thing where like you can sort of understand, but we're never going to fully understand because our brains are wired differently.
Yeah.
So it's more, you get to a point where it's more just acceptance.
mm-hmm.
Like you just have to accept that that's how men think.
Yeah.
And put the pieces to the puzzle based on how they think, not how I feel.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because eventually it's too far otherwise. So I feel like I've got to that point where I'm like, okay, this is how somebody feels. This is how I feel. But they don't correlate. But it's not my, what's it called? Emotional spectrum that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So I just have to accept the parts of the story. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
I've watched it work. You just kind of have to put yours,
Yeah.
To the side.
To the side for a bit.
which I think is easier for men than women.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the arguments come in, because women find that harder to do. Because like a man will bottle up and not say anything because he's hurt, but then the woman's hurt
Yeah.
because he's not saying anything, but he's the one that's hurt in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just
yeah. So do you think it could help if, obviously not everyone has the luxury of growing up in a two-parent household, but if you do,
Me neither.
yeah. But if you do,
Yeah.
if you see your parents being open and like you openly see your dad be vulnerable,
For sure.
yeah, because I can imagine a lot of women, like I said, I can imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers as well, they see their dad as they're growing up more macho. Like he's doing the things around the house that he needs to do.
Yeah.
He holds it down and he's always strong. So then they envision their partner also being similar,
Yeah.
being strong, manly man. But if you then flip it to where he can still be strong, obviously, but when he's upset with you
Yeah.
or his daughter, his son, his partner, etc., he's not just being he's actually communicating it.
Yeah.
Would that then be easier for the woman to accept it in their partner?
I think so, because that's something then you've learnt and you've seen. So it's
Yeah.
because I think it's also a thing with like women want to believe that men can be a certain way, but if they've never seen it, it's just a
foreign to them.
fantasy.
Yeah.
So like even for me growing up, like I don't think I've ever seen my dad cry
Yeah.
ever.
I think same.
Like I've never seen that man don't cry. Like
Yeah.
he's lost a son, he's lost his dad, like everything. That man's not crying.
Yeah.
But like he's in such a position where crying gets him nowhere in his world. So he's in this strong situation. So then for me, because I didn't grow up with him like there all the time, I guess I don't really have that connection of like this is what men should be like.
Okay.
And because I had so many male friends, I had so many different versions of what I've obviously then seen my friends grow up into men. To see the journey of like what things change.
Yeah.
So I do think it would have been different if I lived with my dad the whole time and he was like that.
Yeah.
Because then I would have gone in a household. In a household setting, he wasn't soft. So then if I got into a situation with a man who was softer in a household setting, I'd be like,
what the hell is this?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I hear you.
So, yes, I do think that growing up with a parent that can be vulnerable and you see it helps. But a lot of men don't want to do that because, like, any parent, like, don't want to cry in front of your kid.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, because I know a lot of parents that would, like, they would be upset, but they would cry away from their kids.
Yeah.
Or they would, but also, like, I do think just do it in front of them. If you can communicate with your partner and you're not screaming at each other, you can still have a conversation and get the outcome in front of your kids because they're going to see that as communication and fixing a problem. So shying away from them doesn't help them.
Yeah.
Because then exactly like you said, when you grow up now, you're trying to find someone like this macho dad that you thought was macho.
Yeah.
When in theory, he was crying behind the door you weren't in.
Yeah. You just saw the
saw the part he wanted you to see.
Yeah.
Which then doesn't help.
No.
So.
That is tough. Because, it's tough to tell a parent, it's okay to cry in front of your child.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, doing it is...
a different thing.
Yeah, it's a different thing. But I do agree with what you said of if you can just have that conversation in front of them. Obviously, it depends on what the conversation is.
Depends
We're
what
not
it's
saying every conversation that you have in front of them. But that heated exchange that you're having isn't just a shouting match. And it's talking like we're doing now.
Yeah.
It can be done and your child would be like, oh.
And they're probably even not going to listen because you're just talking.
But when you're shouting,
that's 100%, when they're paying
the
attention.
child is gonna focus a lot more.
Yeah.
I could talk from experience.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Speaking of that, have you seen the episode of Big Bang Theory? Sorry, love Big Bang. The episode of Big Bang Theory when Leonard and Penny are screaming at each other. And Sheldon goes into this like childhood mode.
Yeah.
And
because it reminds him of his parents, right? Yeah.
So he has you see it in his face. He literally blows up because he can't. He's not even looking at them, but he can hear them, and he literally just out he goes, storms out, just leaves.
Yeah.
And you can see that obviously that is what's happened. It triggered him, and every single place he went, and they argued. No matter where he was, his body would react the same way.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a TV show. But the premise of it is the same because now you're grown. Imagine you grow up in a household like that with your parents screaming, and then you grow up and you have a partner that screams at you the same way.
You're going to go into a shell.
Yeah. You're going to either react exactly the same as your parents did because you think this is normal. And just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, boy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
They will hear the arguments more than they will hear the conversations.
If we were arguing but talking like this,
they wouldn't pay attention.
They probably don't even care.
They carry on watching their TV show, playing their PlayStation, whatever they're doing.
Because really and truly, they're not listening to what you're saying. It's actions that kids follow.
Yeah.
Actions.
Because to this day, when my parents would argue, I don't remember what they could be arguing about.
No.
But I would remember the arguments.
I can hear you.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, but no kid knows what you're talking about.
No.
Unless it's to do with them, some of them, there are ways that children do know. But, a lot of the time, they're attracted to the noise.
Yeah.
Rather than the actual vocab.
That is, you know what? You opened my eyes to that one. That's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's
not in a bad way, but it's damn.
Good.
Yeah, shit. That's a real thing.
Because this is another thing, obviously coming a little bit off topic, but this is another thing that I was watching about, childcare and being in school and teachers teaching children and how you teach children. And it's they're coming off this, I can't remember what they called it, but not shouting at kids.
Yeah.
Because obviously the shouting is how they listen, but they don't learn from it.
No.
So it's kind of the same thing. They can hear you, but you shouting at them.
It doesn't do anything. I don't remember.
Even me, when I was at
helping,
school,
yeah.
when we used to get shouted at, I'm not doing nothing now.
Yeah.
I'll never forget going to, when I got sent into Miss Donald's office, she was shouting at me.
Yeah.
Me, giggling. Why you shouting at me? Giggling.
It wasn't even serious enough to be shouting about as well.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the fact that adults and teachers took it there, it made it like it didn't work.
No.
It doesn't work. If she had just spoken to me, I probably wouldn't have laughed.
Yeah.
You
You would have
shouted.
listened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's actually very true.
So it's like they're just shouting to get my attention.
And now you don't even want to be around that teacher or that adult
No.
anymore. Because it's like, if I'm going to mess up
No.
and do something small, you're just going to shout at me.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Because
screw you then.
even when we were in secondary school, all the teachers that were like our go-to and like
Yeah.
our faves, I've never heard them shout.
It's true. You
Know
know
what I
what,
mean?
though? I do remember Miss Foster, who I
Oh,
great teacher.
She was
but
loud.
She shouted at me
She
one
was.
time,
She was
yeah?
also just loud though.
Yeah. No, but there
She
was
did shout, though.
there was a moment. It was during drama. She was a drama teacher,
Yeah.
and me and Melissa. We were like bantering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we were like laughing. It was nothing serious. And then like she like poked me in the back. Yeah. And then I turned around and I didn't even hit her. I did that to her face. Yeah. I did that. I didn't even touch her. I just did that. Yeah. And Miss Foster, who was in an angle, she thought I slapped her. But she made it. But she didn't see me wind up. She saw me do this, yeah. But she screamed
Went crazy.
and acted like in front of all of you. How dare you hit a woman? But she literally was screaming as if she claimed that I slapped her.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at Melissa, I'm like, but I didn't even touch you. You can tell her. And Melissa was saying, but Miss, he didn't do anything. And she refused to listen. Yeah. And that was during the time in year 7 where there was you know how there was a lot of trouble going on. Yeah. So Mr. Williams,
Yeah.
he came up with this thing where if you get in trouble, you're getting a straight hour and a half
Wasn't
detention.
that a time where there was happy slaps too?
I think so.
Yeah.
But he said
If anyone
like,
doesn't know about that,
you-
you were not old enough.
he said, yeah, everybody, as soon as you're in trouble, you're getting like an hour and a half
Yeah, I
detention.
remember that.
Yeah?
It was like no warnings.
Yeah, but that day I never got in trouble. Yeah, but she made it
A
as if a
big
big
thing.
thing. And that day, I remember my dad had got us tickets to go watch Portugal versus Brazil at the Arsenal Stadium. So I had to leave school on time. I was crying. I wasn't crying about the getting in trouble. That
No,
wasn't the
'cause
issue.
You just picked the wrong day.
You picked the wrong day. But that interaction for a long time though with Miss Foster, I generally did not like her.
Yeah. But
Because
that would make you do that.
yeah, because you could have taken us both outside and asked what the situation was, but no, you blew it up in front of
Yeah.
all my friends and classmates
Yeah.
and made it seem as if I was hitting a
Hitting
girl.
women, yeah.
As if I was even like winding up and slapping her. When I didn't even touch her, and even if I did, it was this.
And back then we was all slapping each other anyway.
Right.
But you know what's interesting though, because now obviously we're older, but we would never think at the time that situation was triggering for the teacher.
Right. Because it could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that something
Not saying
happened.
it
I'm
was,
just-
but like
Yeah.
those are then the things as you get older you think, oh wait, that's why people react like that.
Yeah.
So like even when like you get shouted at, it's not even, sometimes it's not even you. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if, for example, if she was triggered by that situation, that's why she shouted. But if she wasn't triggered by the situation, she probably would have asked you what's going on. Which is obviously
Yeah.
another whole version of it. Because like even when that comes down to parents, like shouting, I don't know. I feel like there's this idea that like the man is the person that deals with the behavior. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll tell your dad. I never forget hearing that. Yeah, do you want me to tell your dad?
Yeah, okay. I'll give you his number. You can
Yeah,
call him in
yeah. Do you
Jamaica.
want me to tell you that? You can go for it.
Yeah, all you can
but
hear
like,
is
yeah, it was always that person that would discipline the child, and that was the person that would shout.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's, but I don't know if that's different. It depends who the angry parent is, I guess.
That too.
Because for some people it's their mum.
Yeah.
Who would
I would say I was more intimidated by my mum than my dad when it came to being in trouble.
Yeah, me too. Because my dad didn't care.
Yeah, he was like, he would be angry, but
yeah,
it
but
wasn't.
he went. He,
Yeah, not like my mum.
yeah, my dad didn't even go to school,
And
so,
I got
so he was like, I don't know what they're arguing about.
Yeah.
Whereas my mom knew every little detail, and she, yeah, journey.
Boy,
But,
no, it's actually
yeah.
crazy to see how the past could have triggered even situations for teachers.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But then also that does connect to how men and women then like get triggered by certain things. And like we said before, like, well, I think we've said this in a previous episode that like men are taught to not show their emotions as they grow up, and women are taught to show their emotions as they grow up. So then that reaction of that as an adult is then how we come down to this conversation of how we show vulnerability and how we have different, like, what were we talking about? Emotions.
Communication. Emotions,
Yeah, that's how our communication changes because of what triggers us.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men, if they're as kids was like crying all the time and like being vulnerable and like saying what hurt them and all these kind of things, as an adult, if you never got treated the right way for doing that, as an adult, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna continue.
Yeah, because also there's no one else here. As a kid, you were getting looked after. You're not getting looked after now. Yeah, I think it definitely changes.
So it also takes people to break like that mold, because there's like even one of my friends, he says, I won't raise my kids the same way my parents raised me. The things that they wrote, I'll make sure to do differently for my kids, and obviously that will hopefully continue. But in the same way with teachers, there would be some teachers who I can't remember who it was, but he was like, yeah, my teacher taught me this specific way and I hated him. Not hated him, but I really disliked him. So I told myself I will never teach in that manner and I will never react in that manner.
But you know what's so funny about that? It's because like, it's so funny because you say these things and like, I think I haven't had kids, but I'm like, obviously we all kind of want to do the things for our kids that we didn't get.
Yeah.
But what if the things that we wanted aren't the things that our children want? So then you go out of your way to give them what you didn't have. But what if all they need is what you had?
Damn, that's tough.
Which is the same with teachers.
That's tough.
Like, you grow up being taught something in one way and you're like, oh, well, I didn't like it. I'm not going to teach these kids. But you're teaching 30 random different children that probably are going to, the chances are at least one of them is going to learn the way you hated it.
Yeah.
So then you failed somebody. You failed somebody by making that choice instead of just being open-minded and just doing everything for everybody. That's so tough, it's like it's a hard cycle.
Yeah.
Because what are you supposed to do?
Damn. Yeah.
Kevin's got a lot
of
eye openers.
That's like one of those life questions that you never have an answer to.
No one's ever going to have the answer to it because you also don't, like, as much as you give birth to your child, no one knows you don't know what your child's going to be like or how they're going to learn.
Yeah.
Because they haven't learned anything yet.
Damn.
So, because they say in the first 7 years of a human life is when they learn all their like morals and stuff. So everything you learn in like the first 7 years is like you're conscious.
Yeah.
So you can unlearn stuff and relearn stuff, but that's your base. So that's why a lot of people, like a lot of children, are in situations that are really bad between the ages of when they're born and 7, hold on to it.
Yeah.
Because that's the part that they really hold on to.
Yeah, that they grew up with.
Yeah. So like until 7, you can't really gauge how your child learns and like you can guess and like see what they're doing, but like really and truly, like until they reach a certain age,
you just don't know.
You're just trying to keep them alive.
Yeah.
You just have to keep the human alive and then figure out what it's going to do next. That's it. So no one really knows. So everyone's out here trying to do things for their kids that they don't know yet.
You gotta get to know your child.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, in a sense.
But even then, they might change their mind.
Yeah.
Journey.
Life, boy. Life is tough.
Oh, I can't wait for the children to join. We can have one there. Just wait there. We're nearly done. Okay. That's what we
And just shut up. But unfortunately, that's all we got time for. That was a good little conversation with some eye-opening statements.
Just some silence.
Yeah. Thank you again for listening. Make sure you follow us at frameofmind.pod on Instagram and TikTok. It would be very much appreciated. And Saskia.
Love us and leave us.